Hi, I'm Thomas, the developer of ulreco. ulreco stands for Ultimate Remote Control, and today I will show you how to control all your Wi-Fi enabled devices in your home with one single app. In this video I will show you how to control the Wi-Fi enabled power supply called Belkin Remo, the Wi-Fi enabled heater controller called EQ3 Max, the light system Philips Hue, a Sharp TV, Teufel Raumfeld music player, and the Raspberry Pi running XBMC. What I've got here in my hands is a fresh installed version of ulreco, right from the App Store. And to get started we have to set up all our components. To do this you can just press on the components button in the center of the screen, and now you can choose all the components you want to use. In our case it's EQ3 Max, and you can see it's already configured. Also, I just linked the Hue bridge with ulreco. For Sharp Arcus you need some data like the IP address, you can see here. And for example, XBMC also needs some IP address to be entered. And components like Belkin Remo just are supported out of the box. So you have nothing to set up. So now we are ready to set up some actions. First I remove all the default buttons, I don't want them here. And now I can add a new button by long pressing the empty screen, and then you see here add control, just press it. In our case we need a button, so I press button. And now you can set up your new button. In our case, I want to turn out my lights, so I go to the Philips Hue section and select turn on all lights. This action has no parameters, so I just have to save the action. Then I have to save the action list. Then I have to set a new text for a button, for example, lights on. And that's it. So let's add another button to turn out the lights. It's the same procedure as before, but I choose turn off all lights, and in this case I choose an icon. For example, this power button icon. So when I now press the lights on button, the light should turn on. As you can see, it works as preferred. And when I now press the power off button, the lights will turn off. So as you can see, you can configure your own actions and your own buttons as you need in your own home. So now we are able to control our lights, and I will show you now how to control your TV too. First we add a new button to turn on our TV. In my case this is a Sharp TV, so I have to choose turn TV on in the Sharp TV section. I use turn on TV as button text and save the button. So now I have two buttons, one to turn on my lights and one to turn on my TV. And now I want the power button to turn off my TV and my lights. So I just add another action in the action list. And in this case it's the turn off TV action from the Sharp TV action, Sharp TV component. And when I save the list, I have these three buttons, one button for turn on the lights, one for turning on the TV, and one button to turn off everything I set up. So let's try it. I first turn on my TV. As you can see, the TV is turning on. And now I turn on my lights. Works too. And now I press the power off button, and the TV and the lights are turning off as preferred. So now I will show you the real power of ulreco. As you can see here, I already added a button to turn on my music. I will need this button later. Now I will add a button to enable something like a TV mod in my apartment. So I label the button with TV mod. And this button has to do a quiet list of actions. So let's add them. First, I want to turn off all lights. So I select the action to do this. And then I want to stop the music. This is, in my case, Teufel Raumfeld. Select the room. Then I want to reduce my iPhone display brightness. You can do this here in the iOS device controller component. Let's set this to about 20%. And then I want to enable the Philips Hue lamp I attached behind my TV. So I have to turn a single light on. In this case, it's called Hinter TV. It's German for behind the TV. And I want to color this light in a warm red. So I set the color of the single light to a nice red. It looks good to me. And of course I want to turn on my TV. So I choose the turn on TV button right here. And when I now press the button, it should turn off all my lights. Then it should stop the music. It should reduce my iPhone display brightness. It should turn on the ambient light on my TV. And it should set the color of the ambient light to red. And after this, it should turn on the TV. And I think I should turn on the TV first because this takes the most time. And so we are done. And now to show you how it works, I will turn on my music. Just give me a second. And then I will press the button. So have fun watching this. So now I will press the button. I hope you can hear the music. As you can see, the music is turned off, lights are turned on, TV is turned on, and the color is set to red. So I controlled my whole apartment with just a single button. Isn't that nice? So I hope you liked this video. I hope you got an idea of ulreco. It's a very powerful app. You can control at least every component in your home. And yeah, have fun controlling your own stuff. Thanks.